sturgeon. Lewis said, "I have drawn the likeness of them as large as life." He also said, "As perfect as I can make it with my pen, and will serve a general idea of the fish." Not to mistake it, but Clark is the one on the bottom. So Lewis and Clark started in St. Louis, going up on the Yellow Line all the way through Yellowstone and up to Fort Clatsop.
On November 7, 1805, after a journey of nearly 19 months and 4,000 miles, the Lewis and Clark expedition thought they had at last reached their destination in the Pacific Ocean. "Ocean of view! Oh, the joy!" wrote William Clark in his journal. Alas, they were close, but from the Washington side of the Columbia River, they had mistaken its broad mouth for the sea itself.
Hindered by waves and foul weather, it would take nearly another week before they actually beheld the Pacific. They explored further west to Cape Disappointment and spent 10 uncomfortable days exposed to the elements on the north shore of Columbia, then decided to move south for a more suitable route.
Thickly forested rise along the Newtell River, now the Lewis and Clark River, a few miles south of the present-day Astoria, for their campsite. There, the Corps of Discovery quickly set about felling trees and building two parallel rows of cabins, joined by a gated palisade. They finished the compound measured about 50 feet on each side. The party of 33 people, including one African American, a Native American, and her baby, moved into the 7 small rooms on Christmas Eve and named their stockade Fort Clatsop for the nearby Indian people.
The winter of 1805 to 1806 was one of the worst on record: cold, wet, rainy, and generally miserable. Of the 106 days spent at the site, it rained on all but 12. The January 1806 journal entry of an expedition member, or Private Josiah Whitehouse, was typical of the comments recorded during this day. "It rained hard all last night, and still continued the same morning. It continued raining during the whole of this day."
While at Fort Clatsop, the men stored up meat and other supplies, sewed moccasins and new clothes, and traded with local tribes, all while coping with the constant damp, illness, injuries, and merciless plagues of fleas. As soon as the weather permitted, on March 23, 1806, they finally departed for their homeward journey to St. Louis. As time wore on, Lewis and Clark's original Fort Clatsop was destroyed. But in 1955, a map was found that revealed the secret location of the destroyed Fort Clatsop, and they were able to rebuild it in a replica. Sadly, that replica burned down.
In the late evening of October 3, 2005, a fire destroyed the replica fort. Federal, state, and community officials immediately pledged to rebuild it. A 9-1-1 operator's assistance that the fire was no more than fog over the nearby Lewis and Clark River delayed firefighters' arrival about 15 minutes, possibly impacting their ability to save part of the structure. Investigators found no evidence of arson. The fire started in one of the enlisted men's quarters where earlier in the day there had been an open hearth fire burning. The replacement was completed in December 2006. In spite of loss, the fire renewed archaeological interest in the site, as evacuations had not been possible while the replica was standing. Additionally, the new replica was built utilizing information on the original fort that was not available for the 1955 replica. The 2006 replica also features a fire deduction system.
This is the 2006 replica of Fort Clatsop that replaces the 1955 one.